hold. I did feel like that was pretty good on the text. I'm starting to memorize it. Oh, I wasn't mashing A, my bad. That's bad. That was a second or two time loss, maybe. I'm gonna be fine anyway, like, a second or two is not gonna make a huge difference. That turn was not super clean, but it's fine. Jank turn. It's okay. It's kind of hard to explain why you can get jank turns like that. There are two drift buttons, and even if you're still in the same, even if you're still in the angle of a drift, if you're not holding the button and you press the opposite direction and the drift button, it'll snap you to the direction the drift would be. So you can get some really jank turns. It's only really useful there and in like maybe one spot in the secondaries, but it's just a neat little thing you can do. Pretty good race. Pretty good race. I could get the bug over there, I just don't think it's worth it. Gotta be really careful there. That was almost too deep for lock, that water. Because that water you do end up swimming through if you're not careful. And if tack swims, lock drowns. Yes, I made it. Okay. Tiny little time save doing that. I can afford to do this pretty much after every jump and glide because I don't need any of my magic really until I get dash. Once I get dash, I have to actually start managing it. Okay, jumping feather. I was just practicing this, so it should go alright. Oh, I missed that throw. It's okay. Came in clutch. My record's just under 9 seconds for that minigame. It's the shortest minigame, it's just like really annoying if you start messing up. I think my longest time was 3 minutes, because I was just doing really bad. Annoyingly, all the things come out at random angles. The bugs all spawn from the middle, which is fine. Oh my god, dude. Why does Tax ranged attack go in weird angles? I know it's possible to avoid getting hit there, it's just kind of tricky. Oh, I should have been jumping. Whoops, meant to jump. A ranged attack while you're on the ground stops Tax movement, but in the air he keeps moving. So just grab these gems. It's good, I don't know if I grabbed all of them, but it doesn't matter, I just need to grab most. Rhino race. It's about a minute and a half where you can just put down the controller. Not much to do here. This is where, if you're good at multitasking, you can take a drink or something. I'm not particularly good at multitasking. So I'm gonna wait till the next minigame to start drinking, because there's about 50 seconds where I can just do nothing. Luckily, your score doesn't matter. It's gonna be a pretty good split here. Jeez. Why was that such a good gold? What? Okay, be sure to get those bugs, because if you don't, you gotta go far out of the way to get more. That's one. Two. Three. Four. Maybe you're able to get 7? I don't know, I don't really feel like testing it during a run. But I know 8 works. So here's about 50 seconds where you can just take a drink, relax. I think the highest score I got here was like 27, 28. Here's where you can try to draw like a happy face or something. It's just a big face here. Just spam portals. I think you can only have 3 at a time, yeah. on fruit. Dodge that rock. Actually, I think they're nuts. I think they're not rocks. I think they're walnuts? Pretty sure right after this minigame, they say it's walnuts. Where you should really avoid getting hit. This minigame, getting hit, is about a second time loss each time. It's just kind of annoying. Because getting hit knocks you a tiny little bit backwards. I'm like 30 seconds ahead, that's pretty good. Walnuts, yeah, they're walnuts, okay. I think I've called them rocks in the past. They're walnuts. I don't care about that little gem I missed, I just care about that big one. No! Okay, there. Those enemies were being annoying. The big one's worth more, and that's why I wanted it. I can afford to miss a few little small ones, but the big ones I can't. While it's not the end of the world if I miss some resources, it's really annoying. Okay, whew, I was scared Mama wouldn't break the barrier. If she doesn't break the barrier, I have to go back, and that loses time. Let's just do a jump like this. I don't know if that's faster, it feels a bit faster. Cutscene's annoyingly long. That's it for gems. Bugs, rather. I'm good on everything now. Cool to route in more gems. I just don't know where. I don't know where you would get the resources because the only shop worth going to is the second. Remember, there's only one cutscene. Okay. Sometimes mash start here forgetting that there's only one cutscene, so I ended up pausing. Star. Slide. Warrior. 2 of each, that's neat. Okay. This menuing sucks. Okay. Easy to miss menu there. And lose time. Now I have dashing. Fastest movement in the game. Oh, come on. race 2! This race isn't that hard. It's a couple weird turns. Overall, it's fine. Like, this turn coming up is always awkward for me. Like that. I can try to get the drift, but a weird bounce screws it up. Jerky drifting is kind of... I mean, I did use it all right there, but the jerky drifting is kind of weird to get used to. You just gotta be careful with where you drift. Could drop down a bit sooner, but I know that that floor is not completely solid. So at some point you do fall through it, I just don't know the limits of where you fall through it. I maybe split like a fraction of a second early there, but whatever. No big deal. Messed that up. There we go. About here, right? Yeah. Hardest part's navigating out of bounds. And I just run here to be safe. I don't want to have to I don't want to accidentally pop out and have to redo the trick. What's nice is after the cutscenes, you get your mana back and your health back. Here it doesn't matter, because I just mash A and then go to a minigame, but... minigame. Lobster rockets, it's fine. I'm just curious where I gained so much time with the split after jumping feather. I just make all my splits where there's a fade to black. I feel like it's the most logical spot for it. The one exception is the next split, actually, because it's not so much a fade to black as it is the start of a very short skippable cutscene. But it's just a point of reference so that I can know how fast it did the boss. don't want to gain too much EXP, but I'm probably going to gain at least a couple levels by the end of this run. I usually do. This guy will pop up. This guy will pop up. This guy will pop up. Ah. That attack of his is really annoying. I am no longer in work. Level up. Okay, that's about usually where I get my first level up. I did once get a level up right as that cutscene to open that door is supposed to start, so it kept looping the sound effect. Oh man, I messed up that jump. It's not even the hard jump. It's not even the hard jump. The hard jump is this one. Did I make the cycle? Yes, okay. Yes! Okay. That's the hard jump. And I did it. This tunnel, you just hug this ball and jump. Switch to attack here. That's not the only hard jump of the run, though. There's a couple really tricky jumps that I don't like doing. Basically, I switched to attack there so that Locke will have enough magic to cast Warrior without having to grab a feather. Hey, wow, I actually avoided all that EXP. Here's where I switched to attack, because this room, by the end of it, I want Locke with full magic. It doesn't really make a huge difference if you dash through a lot of this, because the platforms are on timed cycles. Here, spam dash just because. Until I get close to this guy, cast Warrior, dodge attack. I'm pretty sure it's a threshold that enemies will flinch at. I sort of missed that split, whatever. Should have dodged that, that was easily dodgeable. Oops. Where is he? There he is. So you can do a ton of damage with Warrior. Sometimes you can even interrupt his movement. I think it's a damage threshold to interrupt what an enemy is doing. Like if you deal a certain amount of damage, they'll stop doing what they're doing. It's relevant on this boss and on the final boss. The final boss would be nice to know how to make him stop attacking, because sometimes he just doesn't like to stop. Doing jump attacks with Locke because that's the most consistent way to do this. Got a bad hitbox, I will say. There he is. Try to get about in the middle of the room. It's not quite the middle, is it? Yeah. If you're right in the middle of the room, you can automatically touch that and end the level. That was a pretty good fight. to forget which spots there are 2 cutscenes in a row. Changing characters loses a bit of time, but I want to get all the dashes possible. Because dashing is by far the fastest movement. Gramazon cutscene. And race. Race 3! The halfway point of the run. Okay. This turn I'm going to be a little more risky. Okay, good. Good bouncing. So, because I was in drift when I started bouncing, before I started bouncing, I can take this turn nice and smooth, because otherwise you can bounce right off the course, which is very sad. These are spots where you want to get a long drift this turn. Yeah, if you don't get a good drift on this turn, you're going to be taking it a lot slower. Now, there's only like one tough section left. This race is only half over. It's super long. I mean, it seems way cooler than the Demolition Derby that the console versions have. I shouldn't have been drifting there. Console versions get a weird Demolition Derby, which seems to take forever. And it doesn't seem so... it doesn't seem like your level of skill makes a difference on how fast it goes. Whereas here, the better you are at the race, the faster it goes. This clipping in this tunnel's weird. Damn, this race is going smooth. This turn here is dangerous. And then this turn here is a little dangerous. Oh yeah. That was a good race. Damn. 49? Yeah, 49. That was a good race. Might have been my best race ever, honestly. Yep, gold split proves it. Crocodile skip. Alligator skip. It's an alligator skip. This trick is really annoying. I'll grab that feather because I do want energy. Okay, good. First part. Second part is the trickier one. Ah, man. Okay. I gotta do that again. It's all good. I'm still ahead. Thing is, I kind of have to commit because doing it the intended way is way slower. Whew, okay. So you dodge him and he just doesn't respond. But if he catches you, he does respond. And so do you. That could have been better, but I'm gonna head on that little pad just for safety. So here, you can get a weird jump and just basically climb the tree. Is that gonna land? No, it's gonna miss. Gotta try to keep my cool. It's annoying missing that skip first try. Not the end of the world. There are way worse things to miss. Messing that up is fine. The worst is, why am I mashing start? Of course I have it. Every time I see it, let's see. And I'm going to be mashing start shortly, so. Minigame. I was practicing this minigame also a little bit. Basically, get 5 feathers and get to the end, and don't lose all the life. Pretty easy goal, it's just the controls are a little weird. Gonna hit a rock, aren't I? Of course, every time you throw it high, you seem to hit a rock. I don't like it when he gets too low, because that's really nerve-wracking. It's annoying when he hits a rock, like, right at the peak. Okay. Segment was not super fast, but pretty good. So, grab the sheep. And just throw him in here. And then the camera goes to a weird angle. Yeah, camera goes to a really weird angle. I think it's because it expects you to be on the other side of the wheel. You can throw it in from either side of the wheel, it's just faster to do it from that one. Gator surfing! Oh yeah, gator surfing. Let's go. Why they had you steer with the touch screen, I don't know. Actually, it's probably because you get more finely grained control. This is a DS game after all. Whirlpools are scary. Very scary. Because hitting obstacles is fine, but a whirlpool is an instant loss, and that sucks. Haha, that sucks. Almost there. 3/4 of the way now. There we go. Whew. Scary. That was a gold? I mean, it wasn't gold by much. The fastest thing to do is to just blitz. Go, 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 go. Yeah, even if you get hit, that's fine. It's still faster than waiting. And you can see the boulder, hey? Grab that feather just so I have some momentum. Switch to lock. This enemy's annoying. He just kind of gets in the way. Not the greatest navigation there, but whatever. Here's a big skip. Whew. I was worried I wouldn't make it. Okay. There are invisible walls preventing you from doing that, so you have to navigate around them. Oh no! Oh, that's lame. That's lame. I've never fallen there. That's not the end of the world, like, I can just jump down. It's just really annoying, because that does lose, like, 20 seconds or something. I'm still going to be quite far ahead. Now here's where I start playing as Tack. Because Tack can trigger these at a range. The hitbox is a little bit bigger than what it shows. It's annoyingly small sometimes though. This one too, you can hit it with a range attack. It's advantageous to do it because, oh god, you can start that platform falling a little bit early. Just avoid those enemies because they can stun lock you sometimes. See, it starts falling before you get there. So now you can just go here and avoid that big cannon guy. This minigame's probably the worst one. Put the controller down because, so it's let's say 39:10 it started. It's almost 3 minutes of nothing. It's honestly the worst minigame in the game. At some point you just kind of start memorizing the patterns. I wonder if I can kill these guys. I feel like maybe they can't die though. Oh, they totally can. Oh my god! You can make that minigame go faster! Holy shit! Killing them just ends the game, holy shit! That's actually great to know. So you actually probably should try hard that minigame. God, he almost sniped me out of the air there. Ah, damn it. I was a little bit too slow and I missed the cycle, and then I fell. I'm gonna miss that cycle too. What the heck? Tack's default attack can sometimes hit that twice. I'll just switch to Luke here, because he has more mana. This part's a little bit scary because you don't want to be too close to the edge, because you will die. That guy can blast you off pretty easily. So I'm actually so hyped though that you can make Labyrinth end early, because that minigame is the longest one in the game. There are other auto-scrollers, but that's the longest. So it's good to know that you can end it. Here I'm just gonna blitz my way through to the temple to start a cutscene. It's good that you can skip like all the cutscenes. The only one you can't is the text in the tutorial. Can't skip that. I wish you could, because it would make the beginning 15 seconds faster. Just dash past those guys. Easy to get hit. My sub at best is comfortably under an hour. I'm switch to Lock here. I'm not done with the tricky jumps though. There's one coming up. This level's the last little bit of difficult platforming. After that, it's all done. No! Damn it. There's a tiny little spot you can stick to. There's a big invisible wall preventing you from just making this jump normally. There's a little spot here you can stick to and do that. Which saves having to go all the way around. It's just dying there sucks. If you die there, I'm pretty sure it would have been faster to just go around. Maybe it still would have been a bit slower. It's pretty slow going around. So that sucks. I'm still going to be ahead at cutscene and grass. I don't split here though, I split when the next Fade to Black is. This is where I have control. Yeah, I lost a lot of my lead there. Oh, why am I turning the camera so much? It's confusing it for another cutscene where the camera's completely the wrong direction. So here's a little bit of a risky spot. This guy is a pain, because he can knock you off the side if you're not careful. I have to make a note to practice Labyrinth so I can more consistently finish it early. That was the first time I'd ever finished it early. I just kind of assumed that you couldn't. Where's the lock here? I do want to save I call it mana. I don't know if it's supposed to be Juju. I maybe could have made that jump, actually. This platform goes super high. Oh god, I messed that up. It's okay, I still have to wait for that anyway. Ooh, that was a little tight. Okay, it's all good. Switch to attack, because I have to wait anyway. So here, attack's ranged attack is super clutch when you don't get hit. His ranged attack can trigger those early. Especially here, this is super clutch when you can hit it. Because it saves like a few seconds of backtracking. That one too is nice. And that one too is nice. And hit this again. And miss the cycle because I'm not fast enough. Yeah. It's annoying missing the cycle because you have to wait for the next one. And this platform does not move quickly. So here, hit this again, and then hit this. And miss that cycle, yeah. Okay, losing time on the Labyrinth is fine. It's interesting, there's the minigame called Labyrinth, and then there's this, like, Labyrinth area. Here's Pegasus, the last minigame. Controls for this minigame kind of suck. Kind of weird, very awkward. You don't have to aim perfectly. If you charge it up, it homes. But I think if you nail them with the homing shot, it kills them instantly. Maybe. That one would do the same. Where's that one? Last one is there. There we go. That Pegasus went pretty nice. Yeah, okay, I'm still ahead. I'm still ahead by a minute. Almost. This is a part, though, where it's easy to lose time. If you're not careful. I think I'm gonna get 2 level ups. Probably 3 level ups here, to be honest. I don't like getting any level ups here. I'm probably gonna get 3. I got 3 last time. Best when the last guy's near the door, but can't always get that. Here, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ah, level up. Okay. I ended up getting, like, all of that EXP. Oh my god, these guys are annoying. They deal so much damage. Knock him close to the door. I killed him anyway. I tried to knock one of them close to the door. Ouch, I didn't even see that guy. Those guys are super annoying. Yeah, there's one there. Because they can hit you like 3 or 4 times. Basically, if an enemy's not rendered, he's not moving. Generally, there are a couple exceptions where if the enemy's not on screen, you're still moving. Here's a little spot to heal, which is good. Replenish the mana too. Probably shouldn't have dashed so much there. Whatever. Still, I don't quite have enough to do here. These enemies suck. They're so annoying. This room in particular is pretty annoying. And the next one. The next one doesn't have those tiny little charging guys, but it has a bunch of enemies. The last one isn't actually so bad, because it's pretty easy. Which is funny, because it's supposed to be the conclusion fighting a bunch of tough enemies, but both enemy types are super easy to cheese out. Level up 2. I said I'd get 3. Ideally you don't get any, but it's kind of hard to avoid getting EXP. Especially with Locke, because he has to get right in their face to deal damage. Still that guy? Okay. So this room here, kind of annoying. Probably the most annoying one of this whole rush. It's kind of deceptive. It's just, it's really long. And there are a couple points where you have to just drop everything because a cannon enemy spawns. Like, I think after I kill the next enemy... Yeah, there. So you have to drop everything and kill this thing because it will wreck you. And there are 2 of them total in this room. It's just kind of irritating how you have to drop everything. They're super easy to kill because you can just stand right in their face and they can't hit you. There we go. Just these 2 left. 3rd level up. Okay. I said I'd get 3, that's probably it. Okay, this is the last one. It's actually pretty easy. So just warrior and then pick a side, wait for him to attack, and then go right in his face and start spamming. Then after this one dies, you go to this side because a cannon goes up here. First left, then right. And then another one of these guys will appear. And then you run at a warrior. Oops. It's super important that you have a warrior fighting these guys, because otherwise you don't stun lock them. So basically wait for them to attack, dodge, and then spam. Jeez, that was a good split. Final boss time. This final boss sucks. He's a pain in the ass. Ugh. He deals a lot of damage, and that attack sucks. I switched attack here because you can spam him from range and it's easy to avoid explosions. Because Locke kind of has to get in his face. His punch hitbox is really weird. Sometimes you can just dodge it, and sometimes you can't. No, let's switch attack. At the very least, he telegraphs his attacks. The thing that kind of sucks is Tack's range attack uses so much energy. So much mana. Oh god. Dick move. Dick move, dude. It's like Tack's range attack does barely anything to him, but it's better than nothing. I'll switch to Locke. I'm in a warrior. YOLO, no. Attack. So, I'm not getting my 1 hour goal, but I probably would beat my record if I don't die. Ugh, come on. Sometimes his explosions go really far and he spams them for really long. He loves spamming those explosions. They're super annoying. I gotta be really careful to not die. Because if you die, you have to restart the fight. No, stop. Okay, I landed on a feather, okay. It's actually kind of weird. Okay. That's time. It's a new world record, good. Okay, it's going down. Were any splits red there? No, not a single red split. It's good. 101.23. Or 101.13 rather. But my sum of best is sub 59. The beer garden. This game's ready to eat. Are they even allowed to say that? Huh. The ESRB rating just says cartoon violence. but pretty sure when you mention beer in a game, like that bumps up the ESRB rating. Maybe, actually, I don't know. So, time losses in this run. Tiny little time loss going into race 1. Like a second or two. Rhino 1, I think I missed the shot on the baby rhino, and then I was a bit slow getting the adult. Then a bunch of stuff in the final area, falling, and I messed up right after lobster skip. But I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that.